For the past year or so now, people have been complaining about the women's division in AEW. I can do this now, not on the anniversary, because it's the same thing. It's been over a year on Dynamite, and the women's division, more or less, is exactly the same as it was when it comes to um, importance in the company. You see, the issue, if you look at other companies, you can go by that as well. But AEW, by and large, look like they don't care about women at all. They don't really care about women's wrestling. They don't care about women's angles, storylines, anything. The main thing they do every week on Dynamite is they have a random pair of women in a singles match, and they call it a day. Not two singles matches, just one. I bet the thing is like, you're lucky to get that. That was the old school Vince McMahon Raw SmackDown mentality. Women get one match and they call it a day. But back then it was worse. Back then it was like 3 minutes and you're lucky of a 3-hour show and that's it. The AEW women, by and large, get about 10 minutes for their singles matches. And that's really good. However, there's not a reason to care about those matches. There's no angle setting up those matches for the most part. There's no angle setting up those matches. There's no like cool, how you say, sit down, like hype moment thing like UFC does and Ring of Honor does for the pure matches. They don't have that for the women. It's just two random women there, go out there and last 10 minutes. And WWE, they'll do the same thing with like a Cesaro or Daniel Bryan or a Nakamura and a Apollo Crews, whatever. Just randomly throw them in there, and that's that. AEW needs to make people care about the women in their division. Even Ring of Honor, which is primarily men focused, they have their thing going when it comes to women. They don't have a lot of women over there, but their women are important. And even in MLW, there's a feud going on with like a manager and a commentator in MLW, and people are really hyped for it as well because there's manipulation going on and trickery and like people being defiant. It's yeah, MLW has some stuff. In Ring of Honor, a commentator in the back who does the weeklies, she's being tormented by a group known as the Allure, the beautiful people essentially, and she's just a regular commentator. Wink, wink. But I do know, unwink, that she was a wrestler beforehand. So they're doing an angle with her, and she's being tormented by the mean girls, and it's an intrigue. There's a reason for the match. In Impact Wrestling, shit. Take your pick. In Impact Wrestling, there's at least three women's segments per show. At least three. And they're definitely not used the same way. Either they're in a singles match, a tag match, and a promo. At the minimum. At the minimum, it's that one. So they only have 2 hours, but they make sure to showcase the women in that company. It's three at the minimum in different ways. Not a regular singles thing, but three in a varied ways there that are very intriguing for the women and the characters of that roster. In AEW, you can guarantee you're going to get just one singles match from women, and that's it. In just that way. And it's like, okay, you really don't care about women over there. And they really, really make it feel as if AEW does not care about women. Other companies do very well. Even WWE, people shit on them, but they do their best with their women. On Raw, you can definitely say there's going to be a promo with the women, either be backstage or whatever, a singles match and a tag match. You can Same thing as Impact Wrestling. You can guarantee they're gonna have that stuff when it comes to women on Raw and or SmackDown. Like those three things when it comes to women. So women get a good portion of the show when it comes to WWE and Impact Wrestling. But AEW, they don't get that luxury. They could have had a three-way match here, a four-way match, a tag match, a hardcore match here and there, a promo segment with the women leading up to the match there, a promo segment after the match, like how do you feel about your win or your loss? But they do nothing. Just a singles match, and they call it a day. And that's what all these AEW marks are harping over. I don't know about AEW marks that's fun because AEW Dynamite is a good show, but don't you dare say the women's division is treated with the same level of respect as other companies because you're lying to yourself. So that's it for now. Clack off.